What is going on, guys? Jack here, and welcome back to episode 57 of Lyon Live here in Football Manager 2019. I realise as I say that, unlike I usually do, I haven't actually checked. I think this is episode 57. If I'm wrong, apologies. Today we start on Fekir's profile. Of course, if you watched last episode, you'll know he signed that brand new contract, £110,000 a week. Yeah, not a small amount of money, but I think he's worth that extra cost. And just as a reminder, if you haven't been watching episodes recently, do go check them out. Last episode was a cracker. Today, we've got Juventus, we've got PSG, we've got a youth intake. Man, it's going to be an action-packed next hour or so. But anyway, let's get into today's game. We are going to be starting immediately with this game against Juventus. It's the Champions League first knockout round. And well, we've had issues, haven't we, with our squad? Kind of injuries have kind of plagued us. They've been a bit of an issue, it would be fair to say. We're at a spot now where things are kind of getting better, but you can see Gabels and Moise both just not quite ready for the first team, I feel like, either of them. I think what we'll do is we'll start Moise and then at half-time we'll change things up. Of course, we go into this second leg against Juventus with the score at 2-2. We've got Depay, who could play out on the left, but he is carrying his injury. So with that in mind, we will take him off. Has he passed a fitness test? No, he hasn't. He's failed it resoundingly. So with that in mind, we're also going to bring Aneda onto the bench, Tizzy. But to be honest, the team as a whole, I'm pretty happy with. We do need to step things up. We have been a little bit hit and miss. We kind of started getting a little bit back on track, it felt like, last episode. We've got some tricky away games here, though, against PSG and Juventus. I feel like in both of these upcoming games, we're not really the favourites to win either. So if we could win one of them, it would be ideal. And given our current league position, where we have fallen a little off the pace, and well, winning the title does look a little unlikely, it would be fair to say at this point, all my eggs are pretty much in the Champions League basket. Of course, this is only the first knockout round. We will hope that we can turn up and do the business. Juventus did get 2 away goals against us, so there is going to be a pressure on us to do well. You might remember last time we took on Juventus, we tried playing the more conservative style of play to start. It didn't work. It really didn't work, and actually we ended up getting 2 goals in the last 2 minutes through the direct attacking style of play. So that's how I've decided we're going to start this game. We're going to be bold away from home, and while we've got a set piece to deal with here, we actually block the initial effort. Falls back to Costa. Now with Bonucci, who bends it from range. Oh my gosh. Lopez, lovely stop by the keeper. Down to his left-hand side. Turning that ball around the coast. Around the post even. It was curling in. And, well, he's gone for another athletic save. I don't even know if the Bonucci header was on target. But it isn't going to matter. It gets away to safety. 20 minutes gone here. Game has been very, very even. We've edged possession. Had one more shot on target than them. But let's be realistic. That isn't really saying a great deal. But I don't want to change things just yet. I feel like it's going okay. Part of me is wondering if, maybe if we do start to struggle a little more in this game, maybe I could go to the 5-man midfield. We've not really used it at all this year, but it is an option. And, well, it's an option that we probably can't afford to deploy now, in truth, because they've got a goal. I mean, I could still do it. It might seem a little bit weird, but I'm wondering if it would actually serve us quite well to go for this change. It's a system that we've used on a regular basis. I feel like away from home it's particularly good, especially if a team wants to have a lot of the ball. Maybe I should have switched to it sooner. Maybe I'm panic changing by changing it so soon, but it's been a very, very even game, and we now know in this tie we have to get 2 goals. So we're going to try the pressing system. It is by default on positive. I could go more attacking. I think for now we'll wait, as we do have a set piece here. Ball whipped in, cleared away as far as Coman. Now back with Fekir. We need big players to turn up in these big matches, and while Keane against his former club heads over the crossbar, really not an ideal first half. I'm going to go slightly more attacking with the kind of free centre mid system. I mean, we're not out of this. If there's one thing we've learnt from the Champions League this year, it's that even a 3-goal lead isn't a safe lead. We will hope that that is going to be the case here, even though it's only a 2... I want to say it's a 1-goal lead. It's technically a 2-goal lead, really, just because of the way away goals work. We have to get 2 to get through. A 1 goal and a draw here would not be enough at 1-1. So with that in mind, I can sit here and be like, oh, we're doing okay, but we need goals. Maybe Fekir can rustle up something from the top bins. Unfortunately, he cannot. His shot goes narrowly over the bar. An hour's gone here. I do want to pause it. First thing I want to do is a shout, and I'm going to demand more from our players. But I probably do need to change some stuff. And as much as that system hasn't been that bad for us, unfortunately, we are currently in a situation where we've probably got to commit a few men further up the pitch. I'm going to push the wing-backs on higher. Coman, mate, you are going to go to inside forward for us, I think, here. Although we are going to make some changes. Moise Keane's fitness is going to be a concern, so I'll bring in Gabels. I'll tell you what, Coman's been really poor, so I'm going to take him off. Saint Maximin's also not been that great, so I'll take him off for Aneda. Am I happy with this team? Kind of. Yeah, yes and no. I'll tell you what, we'll change it Ndombele to be a box-to-box midfielder on support. No, we won't. Centre mid on attack is what we'll go with on him. I've got to commit men up the field. With Ndombele pushing up more, we'll actually put Toussaint on ball-winning midfielder on defend. A little bit of a roll of the dice here, but we've got to try something. We need 2 goals with 25 minutes left of this game. We've not created anywhere near enough in this game. No clear-cut chances. Not even a half chance has come our way. I always misclick for some reason when I'm in a panic. That's when you know I'm panicking, is when I start misclicking on basic UI elements. What I want is a shout, and I want to demand more again. We have not got a lot of time left in this game. We've got 5 minutes. I mean, I've already got so many men thrown up the pitch. There's not a great deal more I can do here. I mean, screw it. Fekir, get forward. Toussaint, get forward. I mean, what more can I do at this point? Like, we are at this point, you know, just throwing men forward, and it could inevitably just completely backfire against us. But we've used all our subs. Really disappointing performance this. We've just not turned up, and we're going to go crashing out the Champions League with nothing so much as a whimper. 15 shots to their 8, but nothing clear-cut, nothing clinical. It was always going to be tricky, as I said. You know, going into these 2 games, I felt like we weren't favourite for either of them. But losing that is bitterly disappointing. Out in the first round, the holders... Well, we are no well, we're the holders for a little bit longer, but we won't become the end of the year. Gabels has now played 7 matches without finding the back of the net. Of course, he's been out of a long-term injury, but he was on his goal drought before his injury. Was out for 3 weeks of that. It came at a bit of an unfortunate time, really, where we've had a pretty tough run of results. I do feel like we've lacked both Moise Keane and Gabels. I feel like that's evident, actually, in just these games. You know, traditionally, we get away with scoring, you know, 2 or 3 minimum. You look at the games in the last month, only once have we scored more than 2 goals, and it was against Lille. That is, I want to say it's slightly worrying. It's more than slightly worrying. It's beyond worrying. Anyway, I have accidentally resized my FM window there because I play in windowed mode. Let me fix it so you guys don't have an annoying black bar. I'm amazed that's the first time that's happened in Lyon Live. Behind the curtain, I play in windowed mode when I record, and I accidentally clicked the edge and dragged it. To the window change size, which we don't want. We don't want random black bar bits on the side of the video. That is not quality. I mean, debatably, neither is me having to click and fix it, but it is what it is. I'm actually looking at it now. I've done a bad job of fixing this. Do a better job here. Is that better? That's better. But yeah, Shadas has just signed a new contract. We also have Kanate, who's signed a new contract as well, which is good news, because they are 2 players who I think will be pretty important. To be honest, in our first team next year, I could see them both very much being in the team. Trincão's back from injury. That's something. Man, PSG's team is really blooming good, and we've actually got them in 2 days' time, which is a little bit scary. Probably should be resting some players. Gabels is now back, and, well, he isn't going to need a fitness test. He is fully fit, so that's some good news there. Moreno, I do need to give a bit more first-team football to. To be fair, Mendy's not been that great as of late. Markovic is suspended, so Gnanon, I think, is the go-to player on the bench. I say I think. I know he is. He is just the man to come on in this kind of situation. Good little backup centre-back for us. He's always performed as Gnanon, which you have to rate in a player we paid £3.7 million for. Anyway, French Cup quarter-final. PSG are still in it. We are actually not even in the quarter-final yet, the way the draw's gone. And, well, would you look at that? So we've got QRM in the National League. If we beat them, we'll have Lorient or PSG. Ah, that's annoying, isn't it? Oh, why did I have to get PSG so soon? Oh, that's a kick in the gonads if I ever did see one. Anyway, I did check before I started recording. I believe that the youth intake is going to happen on the 6th. So in any second. So we have regens to look through and look forward to. Which is exciting. Can I get an ooh? Right, let's just have a prayer to the FM gods. FM gods, please bless us with a good youth intake. Amen. Okay, Gary Viguier looks like he could emerge as one of the best players of his generation. I mean, I like the sound of that. Should we have a look at him? Gaza, how do you look? I mean, he's pretty good, to be fair. I don't know what I was expecting. His physicals are a little bit potato, but he is only 15 and he has got 14 first touch, 14 passing, decent work rate and technique. His vision could be a little better. I do like the look of him. He looks like he could be a good little playmaker down the middle. You, my friend, can sign a professional contract. Can we get an ooh in the chat? We're throwing them out here. I'm like Oprah Winfrey. Is he going to be happy with that 3-year deal? Yeah, that'll be fine. I don't think we're going to have anyone poach him. Let's have a look at the rest of the youth candidate team. So there is a few other players here, although compared to other years, I'm underwhelmed. This guy looks good. Jeremy Charbonnel. Definitely not how you say it. That almost sounded a little bit offensive, didn't it? I'm sorry to any French viewers who might have taken offence to whatever that was that I just did. I don't even think that can classify as me doing an accent. It just sounded like I was... I don't even know what it sounded like I was doing, to be honest. It was bad. This guy looks good. Coyadio. 20 determination. Very, very nice kind of technique. Good mentals. Not bad physicals either. He's only 14, so... You, my friend, can sign a new deal to come and play for us permanently. He's loving it. This guy I should offer a contract to. I feel like we'll just give him a youth deal. I'm not wowed by him. Durand here, he looks okay. I do want to be, because we've got quite a big youth setup already, I do want to be quite stingy in terms of the players that I decide to keep on here. So anyone I think below some of the 3-star players that we have here, I probably just won't sign on, just because I don't think it's worth it. We have such a bloated youth setup anyway. So I feel like the players we've offered contracts to there are the players we'll offer them to. I do like the look of Gary. He's also got perfectionist personality, which is very, very nice. He's a perfectionist who strives to improve. I mean, that's what I want to hear. Maybe we should just start him against PSG. I don't think we can do that, because I think a player has to be 16 to play senior football in France. I think that's the way it works. But anyway, we go from one big game to another big game. We are, well, if we just look at the league table here, we are currently 4 points behind PSG, but we've played a game more than them. So a win here closes the gap, but they still have a game in hand. We also, you can see here, we're 2 points behind Monaco, who've played a game more. So we really need to win this just to leapfrog Monaco. 10 games left of the season. We do still have Monaco to play. And, well, let's just get into it. Gabel's lacking a little bit of match sharpness, but we can quite comfortably take him off if we need him to. Pretty much our full strength team is available to us, which is nice. Obviously, Markovic is not available, and I have brought in Moreno for Mendy just for the sake of trying to maintain some morale. In terms of how I want to approach this, I feel like I want to try the direct attacking style of play. I feel like this has served us well against teams that don't like to hit us on the break. You know, against the kind of smaller teams, I feel like we're better off playing our more conservative possession style of play. But some teams, particularly teams who aren't used to having teams come at them, really don't deal with this system well. And I feel like we did see that against Juventus in the first leg against them. Let's see if it can, well, hold true here. As St. Maximin tries to get in the ball, it's clearly a way to end on Bello, who might have a go. May well have grazed the top of the crossbar with that effort. Not a bad one at all by him. 10 minutes gone. I mean, reason for optimism, even if we just look at the stats here, PSG have probably started just a teeny tiny bit better than us the way that this game has gone. Not creating nearly enough, although we are slightly edging possession. They've now got a set piece here. Not Gabel, sorry. Has that gone over the line? That didn't look like it had gone over the line. Can we get some VAR? VAR? Is that over? I mean, it's a Cavani header. Can we get the goal line technology? I mean, it's rigged. It's actually rigged. The ball was on the centre circle. What is... I'm so confused. Is it good? Is it? That did not look like it crossed the line. Can we contact the French FA? Did this cross the line? Did it? I'm not convinced. Let's go here. I want to look at it in 2D because 3D is a bit of a lie. I know this is just sour grapes at this point, and some of you are just like, get on with the game, Jack. Look, I'm allowed to be salty about Football Manager. Don't tell me you've ever not had a situation where you're upset at the game. I wish I could zoom in more. Let's just lower the speed. Is that even playing? It just doesn't want... I mean, I'm claiming it's fixed. I'm claiming it's fixed because it wouldn't let me view the highlight again. That's my argument. You guys can decide if it was over the line. Never seen that happen before, that issue that we just witnessed there. Coman's picked up a knock. I mean, when it rains, it pours. It's literally pouring in games. That analogy works even better. Can we get a goal before half-time? Coman, a bruised thigh. Come on now. You can play through that. Mbappe bringing it forward for PSG. Switches the play over. I mean, they're bloody scary, aren't they, PSG? We've done nothing in this game, right? I know it's about to be half-time. We're switching to the 5-man midfield system because we have done nothing. And also, I don't even really want to risk Coman here with a knock. Especially when I know that the Monaco game is the game that I don't want to say we've got to prepare for, because obviously I want to try and get something from this. But away from home against PSG is a game that if we were in the title running, I would be worried about this scoreline. But given where we are, it has kind of... I feel like we've accepted, all of us have accepted here at WorkTheSpace, that we're probably not winning the title this year, even if we were to win this game. We've just got to secure that... for me at least, that top two, really. I want to finish ahead of Monaco. At half-time, it's 1-0. Looking at it here, Monaco are not playing. I guess this is one of the games in hand. Boys, show me something else in the second half, please. I beg of you. Just show me something. All I want is one goal. One goal, a draw. A draw would be okay from this. I mean, since we've changed tactically, they've not created anything. The issue is, neither have we. I've already made one change. I feel like we need to make some more here. Gabels has had another very, very disappointing game. Let's bring in Keane. And I'm also, maybe controversially, I'm going to take off Ndombele and bring in Aouar to play box-to-box midfielder, I think. They immediately have a set piece. Am I about to regret my decisions? I am. That's a little bit annoying. If I don't make those tactical changes, that never happens. Mbappe's 19th goal of the season. I do feel like an issue we've had recently has just been an inability to score. And, well, unfortunately for us, PSG don't seem to have that issue. I don't feel like we've been creating enough. Would it be mad to say that Fekir's been disappointing this season? I feel like we've perhaps underestimated how much he's carried us in previous years, I guess. I mean, if we just look at his... I was about to say if we just look at his stats. Let's not look at his stats. Let's just focus on the game for now. But just Fekir in general, he's been so blooming good for us. So good. And this year he's just not quite been to the same standard. And it was always going to be impossible to expect him to maintain that. But I do feel like that has been a difference maker this year in a few games where I feel like Fekir single-handedly was able to get us out of a mess. I mean, we're 2 goals down with 3 minutes left. If we can get a goal here, there's hope. Keane, free header at the near post. Wide of the mark for him. That is game over there, isn't it? That was the chance, really, to get back into this game, to give ourselves a fighting chance, and it has just escaped us. I mean, 2-0, is that a good result? Probably not. I don't say you'd expect us to score, but you'd like to think we'd at least score a goal. I mean, our season has crumbled in the last 2 games because a win here gives us a chance at the title. I feel like losing it, if there was any hope left, it's gone because PSG are now going to be 10 points clear should they win their game in hand. And the Champions League's left us. And now in the French Cup, where I thought we'd been getting a nice little kind run of draws, we now find out we're going to take on PSG. And then on top of that, we've also got PSG in the Coupe de la Ligue final. So PSG are just single-handedly ruining our season. I'm going to criticise Gabel's recent form. I'm hoping he can step up for us. We've got QRM, who are a team in the National League. I'm going to play a rotated team for this game, just because it makes sense to do so as much as anything. We will rest both Moreno and Maximin. Moiskin comes into the team. I'm just wondering about Trincao. Man, the fact Trincão's been injured this year as well as another kick in the gonads. We've been unfortunate with injuries. I feel like the Moiskin and Gabel injuries kind of back-to-back has kind of put us in a bit of a downward spiral. We need to try and click out of it. Now, I'm not going to lose too much in the way of hope when we lose against both Juventus and PSG because, let's be frank, teams with massively bigger budgets than us. I feel like in some ways the fact I overachieved so much last season has set the expectations too high for this year. Durand continuing to play, which is good. He was actually playing for their youth team. I'm hoping he's still playing in their senior team. Markovic is apparently ready for more regular first team football. Like Kanate, he is going to be definitely part of the first team next year. I feel like this summer is going to be an interesting one. We've got players who are going to be, good enough to come through, I feel like, at this point. When I look at our reserves, players like Shadas, definitely good enough for a spot in the first team. Gravenberch certainly probably deserves a shout in the first team. Danny Olmo's the kind of player who might move on, and Kunku might move on. DJ, I know I've not really given him a chance. At the same time, he's not really developed for us. Could still possibly loan him out, I guess, but he's the kind of player who, if we've got a good offer on, I might look to move on. Francisco Ramos, we're already trying to sell potentially. We got him in for a free transfer. He's not played a great deal of games for us. He's probably worth not as much as his asking price, but we'll see what we can do for him. You can see a load of those players signing new contracts, the youth prospects who we've been looking at. If we just look at our under-19s now, I mean, look at that. I mean, ignore the players down near the bottom. They can be ignored. Just pretend they're not there. All the ones with 2021 as the expiry date, just ignore. I mean, we could just get rid of them. Would that be a bit? It would probably be a little bit harsh. We'll wait to the end of the season to lose them. But we've got Cisse here who's joined us. Of course, we've got, with the new variation of the WorkTheSpace skin, we've got the new training page here, which I really, really like. I know people are going to ask, Jack, when's this coming out? This week, maybe. I can't commit to it because I'm not the guy who makes the skin. Of course, it's Tom who works with me. I often give him feedback and just my thoughts, and we kind of bounce ideas off one another. But he's the guy who pulls it all together. I believe he is working on it today, in fact, as I record. It's Thursday. I think he wants to have it out for the weekend, but I can't give you a date for it. It's kind of one of those things where when it's ready, it's ready. I hope you guys understand. I know that a lot of you have been asking about the new version of the skin. It's going to be soon to be ready. And also, if I'm not mistaken, if we can get it all working, the WorkTheSpace version of the skin will be bundled in terms of the WorkTheSpace Dark, will be bundled in with the regular Dark skin. There's some new functionality there. I don't know if I was meant to talk about that because we've not revealed it yet. But yeah, exclusive, I guess. There's new functionality there, which you will see hopefully pretty soon. It's exciting stuff if you use the skin. One thing, and I want to do like a public service announcement here because I've seen people mention it a lot. On the download page it does say it, and in the video I did talking about the skin originally I talked about it, but the TCS skin only officially supports 1920 by 1080. If you play at a slightly lower resolution than that, the game will still work. I mean, I'm playing at a slightly lower version myself, but I've seen a lot of people tweet me saying, Jack, the tactics page is cut off. If you're playing on a smaller display like a laptop, you are going to have issues like that. There isn't a fix for it. Unfortunately, the way that Football Manager skins work is that all the code is kind of linked together. And if you start fiddling around with some stuff, it inevitably affects stuff that you don't want to be affected. So because of that, there's just bits that don't want to be touched. And additionally, the amount of effort it takes to get a skin that works at every resolution is tricky. Like, hours of work have to go into it, and it's difficult to test if you don't have a lower resolution display to test it on. But also, on top of that, it can sometimes compromise the overall quality of the skin in terms of some of the functionality if you're trying to make it work for every single screen size. So I will apologise to those of you who have asked about the skin and why it's not working for you. I know I do see it regularly come up. I do hope you understand. Anyway, I'm just wondering actually for this game if we want to play some of the younger players. Do we want to play an Auger in the team alongside Kone? I think we do. You know what? I think we do. Auger is a very, very good player. Let's be honest. He's exceptional. He deserves to play. I'm tempted to play Tizzy despite his lack of fitness. With our current striker situation, I'm almost thinking, why not just give him a go? The 17-year-old. So I feel like we'll give him a go and a few of our other reserve players. This is the French Cup kind of round of 16. It's the round before the quarterfinals. I hope that we can get a result here. We're playing a team 2 leagues below us, hence the massive amount of rotation. I mean, we should absolutely be winning this. Let's be honest. This is like this should be a freebie. It should be a freebie. Football doesn't really work like that. I have this horrible feeling that given the fact we've already lost 2 games today, this could be equally as tricky. But we'll get into it. We'll hope that things just go our way, I feel like. And we'll see how we go as Moreno brings it forward to Kone. I mean, why am I commentating the opening highlight? Nothing ever happens from it. I mean, that's not technically true, but it's kind of rare to the point where it's not worth getting into it. Trincao back from injury. Welcome back to the team. Passes to Moreno, who hits it. I mean, Alberto Moreno is desperate for more first-team opportunity. I'm trying to give him a lot more at the moment because between him and Mendy, we have 2 very good left-backs, but neither of them is kind of the standout player. And, well, maybe he's trying to force his way into the proper first-team football plans here, Moreno, because he's got a nice little goal there. Trincao with an assist. Tidy little finish as well into that corner. I rate that a lot. I mean, that's the perfect start as far as we're concerned. Given the fact we've lost 2 games in a row, this could have been... It could have been a trap. It could have been a game that we come into with a false sense of security and they cause us all kinds of issues. I'm hoping that having now broken the deadlock, we are going to go on to score a few and the floodgates might open and it's going to be a really convincing, relaxing match to watch. Football doesn't always work out that way, although it might well do here. Trincao with another assist. I think there was some fortune with that ball into the box. It was definitely not intended for Saint-Maximin. But it's fallen his way and he's tucked it home for his 5th goal of the season. And our rotated team is absolutely delighted for themselves. And I'm delighted for them. I think Tizzy maybe could have got there. Perhaps he got a shout from Saint-Maximin behind. Doesn't matter what happened in the build-up to it. The end result is the same. We have grabbed ourselves a 2nd goal in this game, which is hopefully now going to help us settle down. You know, the nerves, they're going to leave us. So we could get another here. Trincao, he's got 2 assists. He could have had a goal there. He probably should have had a goal there. Diarra with the stop. A crucial block for him. And, well, I feel like Trincao deserves a goal. He's got 2 assists to his name. He might well want the hat-trick of assists, to be fair to him. Wouldn't have minded another goal before half-time. Given the fact we scored 2 within kind of the first 20 minutes, you'd hope maybe we could get a 3rd to really kill off the tie. But as things stand, we've been all over them. They've not had a shot on target. Very, very happy. Just keep it going, please, boys. Probably is worth just keeping an eye on our player condition. There were a few of the younger players with lower condition. I think they've probably played for the reserve team recently. Kone is complacent. I don't like that complacency, mate. We're going to shout at him. Aneda, what can you do, Tizzy? He whips it in. Saint-Maximin's there. Wasn't an easy effort, and Diarra has collected. I did notice in the preview they were playing a narrow system. Can we discuss how narrow QRM's team is? I mean, blatantly their game plan is force us wide. The issue is that we are almost winning the battle in the wide areas, but I mean, they're just flooding out the middle of the pitch here. Maybe I should push the wing-backs higher up. Tizzy, thread through Trincao, who hits it. Lovely, lovely goal. Trincao finally gets the goal that he's been, well, it feels like on a collision course to get. He tucks it into the bottom corner. Tizzy with the assist as well is nice to see. playing that complete forward on support role, has 19 teamwork, this guy. You know, he wants to play in other players. And on his left peg there, beautifully stroked in to Trincao, who, well, follows it up, takes the inspiration with that caressed pass, and it almost is a mirror image of it into the bottom corner first time. QRM, I hate to say it, they are dead and buried now. They've not had a shot. Even if they were to score one now, I'm extremely confident that nothing can possibly go wrong here. In another day, this would be like famous last words. I genuinely feel like with how this game's gone, even if we were to concede here, as it looks like they might have a chance, we'd be fine. I mean, they have scored. Let's test the theory. I'm not going to panic. It might sound like I'm panicking slightly in my voice. I assure you I'm not, he says whilst pulling his best poker face. They've scored through Abu S. Sahal. It's not a bad little finish, to be fair. Rogel played it into him. First time, bang. Could the keeper have got there? I don't know. I feel like Lopez might feel a little bit disappointed to be beaten from outside the box. With 25 minutes left, I'm going to bring in Gabels. I'm hoping maybe he can get a goal here to build up his confidence. I'm going to bring in Olmo as well. And you know what? We'll hold on to our last sub for now, just to be safe. There's still 25 minutes left in this game. We've got a few players lacking match fitness. I mean, at 3-1, it's not as convincing as I would like it to be. 4-1 would definitely help me just relax into this game once more. Gnanon, back to their goal, who's kind of running back into danger, which is a little bit concerning. That said, it's now in Markovic. I mean, can we just build from the back here? Maybe we can lure QRM out from the edge of their 18-yard box by passing the ball deeper. Doesn't feel like that's going to be the case, but Moreno, what a run that is. I mean, should I knock the effort there from him? It was very ambitious. He cuts in on his right foot from about 40 yards out and just decides to aim for the top corner. In another universe, maybe it goes flying in. In this universe, right here and now, it just looked a bit crap, I'll be honest. But anyway, 10 minutes left, 3-1 up. This game's done. This game is absolutely done. I've not got a concern in the world right now. Oh my god, please don't do this. Please don't. Lewis Mata, get the ball out. He whips it back in again. Ayase hits it off the post. What is happening? Oh my god. Okay. Is it just full-time whistle now, please? Thank you. Still a minute left. I don't think they can get 2 goals in a minute, but at 3-0 I was confident. At 4-1 I'm confident again, but at 3-1 I was panicking is maybe the word to use. Maybe that is the correct word to use. As it is, Gnanon has flicked it on. Olmo has got on the end of it, tucks it in, and it was never in doubt. 4-1. It certainly looks convincing yet again, and of course with this result, assuming PSG do win the game that they have against Lyon, we will be taking them on, which is not really the game that I was hoping for. I told the players I wasn't that happy. I thought we were a bit poor in spells. Apparently they absolutely hated that, so I will issue a public apology. You've candidates evaluated. Okay, he doesn't recommend any more of the players are worth signing. Moreno's complaining about the team talks. I'll improve things, Alberto, just for you. Even if you're the only person who's unhappy with the team talks, we'll reevaluate it and I'll do better. Anyway, we have, if we just look here, we have now got a game against Brest in 3 days' time. So with that in mind, we've got to change things up again. Of course, Koeman and Depay both out injured. We have been so unfortunate with injuries this year. Perhaps that makes up for how good our fortune was last season when it came to injuries. We really didn't experience too many. I didn't really make much of a noise about that, but that was definitely a benefit last year. I feel like last year we were a few injuries away from being in a situation where we wouldn't have been able to win the league with our squad, but we didn't have those injuries. We did win the league. We're still in mathematically with a chance here. We've got to just go into every game and try and get the win. Brest down in 15th. Maybe an opportunity here to build up a little bit of confidence going into the international break. It's a game at home as well. I mean, that's got to fill us with a little bit of confidence. Lille have sacked their manager. They're down in 12th and struggling. They had such a good year last year, didn't they? I mean, look at that. They finished 3rd last year. Back down in 12th. Back down in, well, reality, I guess, has kind of hit them. I'm thinking we'll play the controlling style of play for this game against Brest. I feel like both Depay and Koeman aren't going to be fit for this game, however. which might be a concern. Potentially. I mean, it is a concern. There's no might be about it. I really hope that Brest is how you say this team's name. It's probably not at all, and I'm just saying it because it's a nice sounding name. If you're a French viewer, do you say it Brest? It's just oddly amusing to me with my 12-year-old humour, I guess. Depay and Coman, no, not fit. Technically, I could play Trincao, but he's still recovering a little bit. But I do like the idea of having him on the bench. Coman is also struggling for match condition. Moreno is suspended, so he's definitely not going to be on the bench. That does create an opportunity for Kenny Lala to go onto the bench, however. Romero's not played that much recently, and with Ndombele's shocking recent form, a 6.66 average rating, let's make a change there. I think this is the team we are going to go with for today's game. I need Gabels to start firing. This could be a good opportunity for him to do it, though. We're against the team in 15th. This should be a comfortable game. They have got Mario Ferreira playing for them, our player out on loan, and additionally on the other wing, they've got a former player of ours, Cornet, and actually I've spotted another name. They've got Cacaret, who's also on loan at them from us, who's going to be starting today's game. He's not had the best loan spell, to be honest. He's not developed as much as you'd perhaps hope he would. But anyway, let's get into this. We're going to play the controlling style of play. We should be winning this game comfortably. I've got confidence in our players to turn up big and do things for us. Let's see how they do get on. I mean, immediate corner fills me with optimism. What can Fekir do? To Wallace, to Traore. Can he get it over the line? Is going over? Blooming out. I did not think that was going over the line. I thought Destiny was going to stop it. It was like there was a force field. I think at the third time of asking there, Traore managed to bundle it over the line. Definitely not the prettiest goal we'll score this year. Maybe a goal of the season candidate, to be fair. Wallace nods it back across. 1, 2. I mean, it's a good tackle, I guess, the second shot thing that he did. You can see there the initial effort, not quite over the line, but finally, at the third time of asking, we did manage to get it just about over the line. And now Fekir with a free kick. I mean, if we could have got 2 goals in the first 6 minutes, that definitely would have helped me. Because confidence hasn't been that great. We have been questionable. At home, we are unbeaten this season. I think we may have even won every game at home. We're very close to that. We might have drawn 1 or 2. Away from home, it's been a bit of a different story. Anyway, Mendy to Militao, brings it forward. Can he score? What a goal that is. From left back to right back. And then tucked into the bottom corner by Militao. That is exactly what you'd hope for from him there. Mendy kind of cuts inside. Militao's on the other wing. Picks up acres of space. Brest defending so narrowly. Keeper might be disappointed to be beaten at the near post. We're not disappointed he's been beaten at the near post. They have evidently set up to hit us on the break, to hit us on the counter-attack. With 2 very, very good opportunities that we've scored, we've completely dismantled them and kind of ruined that game plan for them. Set piece here, Wallace, free header at the back post, already 1 assist to his name. Had a chance to add another to his scrapbook there. Unfortunately, Brest did hold firm on this occasion. Anyway, the 2 minutes added time is going to get eaten up here very, very quickly. Been massively the better team here. Hopefully we can keep it going. What were the other scores in the league? Monaco are winning, that's a shame. PSG are drawing. So if Strasbourg can get a win somehow, and then a few more teams can beat PSG, maybe there is still hope. But no, I feel like at this point, Monaco are the team that we need to have our eyes on. We need to try and lock down second in the league if we can. Monaco, within a minute of the restart, have scored, which is less than ideal. Gabel's there with a great opportunity as well to end his goal-scoring drought. The header, though, over the crossbar in the end. It was a good effort. Maybe it could have been a little more controlled, but I can't complain too much. Gabel's hasn't been that great, so I'm going to bring in Keane again. Coman, I need to build up some fitness in. I'm going to play him out on the left wing. And, well, Fekir, can you get us a goal? He hits the woodwork. It's the second time from a free kick today in this game he's hit the post. We are immediately going to be greeted by another chance here. Militao tries to get the header in. Cacaret gets it clear. But Lucas Romero, he's been out of the team a little bit. What can you do? The number 2, he gives it to Fekir. Brings it inside. I mean, what a goal that is by Fekir. Romero gets the assist. Don't give him the assist for that. That is a goal entirely of Fekir's own creation. They show him onto his left foot. He says, you know what? Fair enough. I'll have a go then. And he just lashes it into the bottom corner. So low and so hard. Keeper just couldn't get down to it quick enough. We go 3-0 up here against Brest. And well, it'd be fair to say that today's not been the best episode in terms of games. We knew going into it 2 very tricky games against Juventus and PSG. Neither game were expected to win, both away from home. The cup draw could have been kinder in the French Cup, but things here are looking good. Moise Kean gets a 4th. Maybe this is what we need to galvanise ourselves into a strong end to the season. We've got PSG in 2 different cup competitions on the horizon. Sure, we might not be able to keep up with them in the league now, but we're going to do our utmost to try and steal away some of that silverware from them and, well, have some of our own. The Champions League is not on the cards. The league looks gone. Domestic success hasn't been plentiful here during our time at Lyon in the first 2 seasons. No reason why we shouldn't now readjust, recalibrate and go, you know what, that's what we need to go for. And whilst it isn't what the board wanted, it's the best that we can do in our current situation. They have to accept it. Anyway, Coman here, coming down the left-hand side. Can he put the ball into the box? It's kind of ricocheted around. They managed to just about lump it clear, Brest. Now in Militao, Romero puts it back wide to the young Brazilian who tries to get it in. Ferreira blocks it. I mean, with 30 seconds left, it doesn't even matter if they score now. I would love to keep the clean sheet, in truth. But if they score, I'm not going to cry too much about it. I'm just going to accept it for what it is. We have, 15 seconds left of this game. Traore to Ferreira. Back wide with Traore. And, well, this is not going anywhere, is it? They've accepted it's 4-0 at this point, Brest. They do not care. And we do not either. 4-0 is how it finishes. Great little result, that one. Unfortunately for us, Monaco did win. But, I mean, at least they haven't pulled further away from us. If we just look at the league table here, you can see we are 5 points behind PSG, who do have a game in hand. They were held to a draw by Strasbourg. We currently sit 8 points clear of Bordeaux. Gungam with a chance to leapfrog them for the Champions League spot. You can see behind them, Marseille also in the battle. There really is a little three-way battle, at least at the moment, going on between Bordeaux, Gungam and Marseille. We'll have to keep an eye on that one. In terms of our upcoming games, next episode is going to be another big one. We've got Auxerre, Monaco and PSG. And maybe even the second game against PSG. In fact, our whole season could come to a grinding halt next episode. I mean, who doesn't want to see a car crash or a train wreck, whatever you want to call it? It's going to be, it could be the best of times. Given how today's gone, it's probably more likely to be the worst of times. But there'll only be one way to find out, and that will be to tune in tomorrow for the next episode. Guys, I do hope you've been enjoying Lyon Live. Apologies for the sporadic uploads. I want to get back to doing daily FM videos. I've been doing a lot of testing at the moment with the upcoming series that I'm going to have coming your way. It's a longer term save. It's in Canada. Very unique, very different managing in Canada, but it should be a fun little challenge. And I'm sure that you guys are going to enjoy it when it is coming your way, probably within the next week or so. Keep an eye out for it, of course. You'll get updates over at WorkTheSpace on Twitter if you want to find out more about that series. I've been teasing it, talking a little bit about it over there. And yeah, that is going to wrap up everything from me today. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys again next time. It is me, Jack, and I'm out. I'll talk to you guys in a bit.